Folks, how y'all doing? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Always better with two, just in case one is over, you always have a second one. So I hope you're having a fantastic day. We're here today, as you can tell, up here with Kingdom chapter 436, 437, 438, 439, and 440 reaction. Now, I was told that I don't mention it enough, so I'll mention it now, I guess, before I forget. If you want to get early access as well as full length, obviously there is a link to Patreon down in the description down below. But yeah, last episode, well, not episode, I keep saying episode, but last chapter, we ended off with Biki, the Queen Mother, bowing her head, pleading for the life of her children. At least that's the assumption, of course. Now, this chapter is titled Last Plea, so I'm assuming that she's going to be like, please, you could take my life, but please, just don't hurt the children. I promise that, what I would do is, I promise that we'd sign a document saying that that they will never ascend to the throne or something, or we won't even tell them, you can separate me from them, but at least let them live, or something along those lines. I'm obviously not sure here, but that's just my assumption, of course. But yeah, let us hop right into this chapter. The king won, long live the king. The king is dead, long live the king. No, the king is alive, long live the king, ladies and gentlemen. So, a woman and her beautiful dance, enough to bewitch any man that laid eyes on her. Oh, but a prelude to the life of darkness that would follow. Chapter 436, The Last Plea. She's bowing her head. The Queen Mother, actually. I was betrayed by the man I loved, used and discarded like a tool so that he could further his own status. That was when the downfall of my life began. Given away like an object to a man I did not even love, who just like the one before him would abandon me as well. After that, I was left at the mercy of those around me, not just shunned or spurred, but outright hated. The whore, spreading her legs for shin scum slut, for God, yeah. I mean, the circumstances are what they are. I'm not excusing her, but obviously she's done a lot of bad afterwards. But obviously, she's had a lot of bad happen to her, so you kind of got to look at it both sides, of course. I'm sure that your childhood in Canton also had its fair share of harsh memories, but for an adult like me, those were far crueler, far more painful days. Several years later, the one who had abandoned me and escaped to Kanju by himself actually became crown prince. Thanks to that, I was also brought to Kanju as his consort, but to me that did not feel like salvation, since by then I didn't even see the point anymore. No matter what I did, everything felt so empty and meaningless, like living in a world without colour. But then, I would meet Roai. Hey, he gave her colour. And through him and the two children he blessed me with, I began to feel a change. Imagine a dry, parched piece of land that had known only drought for 20 years, becoming rejuvenated by rain and water. That was what my heart felt like. It was Roai who brought meaning back to my life. Hey, you're not getting me with those words, but man, I feel him. I feel him. I know that the crimes committed by Roai cannot be pardoned, likewise for myself and the things I have done. But I beg you to please spare the lives of our two children. Now that things have turned out like this, it has become very clear to me that the two children I had with Roai mean the world to me. If I were to lose them too, I would have nothing left. This irredeemable life of mine would lose what little meaning it has left. Everything will. I know that what I ask is beyond being unreasonable, but please say, I beg you to please spare those two children. This is my first and last ever plea to you as your mother. So that's what it is about, your last ever plea. But can you show weakness though? Like, I'm sorry, but you spare those children, everyone else will in the future ask the same thing. I'm just saying, because no matter what I say right now, I'm gonna sound like a scumbag, alright? Because you all know what I'm thinking, right? I'm like, you gotta set an example. But I feel like a scumbag just having that thought, man. Usually I'm like, I'm fine being a scumbag, but right now I'm like, ooh, I feel it in my chest. I feel it. Mother, though it pains me to say this, I'm afraid I cannot agree to your request. The reason being, just as I said earlier, we cannot allow any seeds to grow. That may split this nation apart in the future. And she just, eh. But yeah, I'm sorry. Good thing Ace said it, not me, because I would have definitely said that. If I was in that position, I would have definitely said that. I'd be like, oh, I feel kind of bad, but I am the ruler at the end of the day, so no, I can't do that. Not because of the seeds, that this may grow in the future, but rather so because you're setting a bad precedent. If as a king you're known to show leniency just towards family members, but not towards Tom, Dick, and Harry. Then, that's just, there is no justice, there is no law, your words have no meaning at that point anymore, because you clearly don't stand by them, What? Restrain her! She's like, say, how could you? You bastard! I'll kill you! Let me go, you son of a bitch, you little shit, how could you be so... Her saying that, how could you be so heartless, her of all people, treating me like this? Who do you think you are? I regret ever giving birth to you. I knew that giving birth to you was a mistake. If I knew this was going to happen, I would have killed you while you were still in my belly, Queen Mother. Why would you say something as hurtful as that? Isn't His Majesty also one of your children, your own flesh and blood? You say those words to His Majesty, but would I ask you, right now, you're risking your life with these two children, this passion you hold for trying to save them, with this love. Why couldn't you have shared even just a tiny portion of that with Sei-sama? True. Truer words have never been spoken. Truer words have never been spoken. I know that compared to you, I may have had a carefree life. Up till now, a life without hardship or worries. So I know that I might not be worthy enough to know you're plenty worth. Don't put yourself down. Yesterday you said tomorrow. Just do it. But I'd not be worthy enough to say these things, but no matter how harshly the rest of the world may treat you, to His Majesty you are still the one and only mother he has in this world. Kojo, why? Sup? Your Highness, I think that's enough. Did we not prepare ourselves for this outcome? On that night we decided to rebel against Shin, and we have lost. I am so sorry. Even though I swore that I would not let you cry again, and even though I did everything I could, it still wasn't enough. I am so sorry, Your Highness. It's a shame about the children, but please do not fret. I will look after them in the next world too, Your Highness. It was only through meeting you that my life found me. He's returning it. He's returning. He's like, you found meaning for me. I found meaning for you, man. And through you, I found happiness, Your Highness. Thank you so much, Roai. The quartering is about to begin. The quartering, him being courted, is about to begin. Now that was a good chapter. I don't care much for Roai, I'll be totally honest. I mean, he had his moments to shine here and there, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not like I really care about him. But those two, the Queen Mother as well as Roai, they start to grow on me. I mean, at the last moment when when he's about to die, I should say, and the children are about to die, it would be interesting to see what happens in the future now in this show. What her role will be. Because I just made a threat like that. Usually, when you make a threat against a monarch like that, no matter who you are. Head is off, and it's kingdom. So it's not like we don't have decapitations in every single chapter, eh? Every single, well, at least one in every single volume, I should say. Chapter 437, the bonds between parent and child. This banner, which has overcome so many trials and tribulations, will someday become the emblem that represents China itself. As the wounds from the rebellion heal, the days of war will come once again. Oh, they are pissed that they left, because obviously that was a secret. I remember what Shin said. Oh yeah, we left, but we left Kyukai there just so we could actually leave and bounce and help the rebellion. Hey, the CG records of the Grand Historian Shin Shi Huang Basic Annals say this: 238 BC, April. Shin King Zheng is crowned at the city of Yong and granted the right to bear a sword. Learns of a revolt headed by Liao Ai through a forgery of the Queen Mother's seal. Liao Ai raises armies throughout the counties and incites the men of Rongdi to siege Yong together. Having realized this, the king dispatches Lords Changping and Chang Weng to engage the Ai army. The revolt is quelled at the royal capital of Xiangyang. Hundreds are executed by beheading. Many are rewarded for their services. Farmer! Kill the son of a bitch! He murdered my daughter! Foot Ruki. Lao Ai. He's dead, but limbs torn apart. Liao Ai and his fellow conspirators are all torn apart by horses. Stare. It's the stare of the horse. Their respective families are also wiped out to the last man. You see, that's the part. Yeah, I understand it. You don't want there to be people that have that harbor bad feelings against you. So I do get it, but that's always like that's the cruel part. That's the part where I'm like, ooh, we could just do something better. Let's put him in a prison cell for all the time. Let him rot it. I know that's better apparently than wiping him all out. I know, but it's. Regardless, both choices are cruel, so you probably kill him. Honestly, yeah, now that I think about it, you probably kill him. Man, I'm cruel, aren't I? Queen Mother, hurry up, move it. Come on, Choco Dono. Not only that, a further 5,000 families related to the revolt were banished to the lands of Shu. And so, the greatest coup d'etat ever attempted in Shin history by Liao Ai's hand ended in failure. What? Yeah, so what happened to you clutching your heart last time, eh? Was that just a fake out or something? What do we have here? I'm surprised your heart is still attached to your neck. That's quite a harsh thing to be joking about, Sensei. I'm afraid my trial is still in progress. I see. Still, even with these men here keeping you on the guard, it's quite... Don't tell me like someone's going to come in and save him. Like Mobius, someone's going to come in and save him, I feel like that might be something that will happen. Still, even with these men here keeping you on the guard, it's quite kind of the king to allow you this measure of freedom. Yeah, perhaps they are trying to make me ill at ease. After all, we're talking about Shoei-kun here. Now then, Chancellor of the State, what do you think will become of this reborn state of Chun? Honestly speaking, I don't believe there exists even a single person who knows that answer to that question. And the reason for that is, our young king has fixated his sight on a goal that has never been attempted in the last 500 years. Uncharted territory, if you will. Well, with that said, there is no doubt that we will be entering a most ferocious era that would make even King Shou in the 6th grades turn pale. The strange thing is, I cannot deny that somewhere in my heart, a part of me cannot help but be excited at the prospect. Your head is going to be gone sooner or later, To think that even I would, to have touched the heartstrings of even the Roifui, it would seem His Majesty is a man of considerable talents as well, Fu. I'd have expected nothing... He's trolling, right? I mean, it makes sense. Him and Beaky, they're going at it all night. But he's trolling, right? I'd have expected nothing. I would have Okay. Let's just continue reading and see whether he's trolling or not. I'd have expected nothing less of my son. And they're all shocked. What? What's the chapter called? 1 second. What's the chapter called? The bond between... What? One of the things recorded within the Shiji is the theory of Sei being the son of Ryufui. As you are aware, Beaky, the Queen Mother, and I were engaged in the past. After breaking my ties with her and delivering her to the previous king, it didn't take long for signs of pregnancy to show. Then does that mean I had thought that, with the help of a little luck, I would have been able to reign over Shin, not only through myself, but 2 entire generations as father? All those soldiers who are listening, all of them have to die right now. If Ace wants to, I'm going there. All of them have to be wiped out. If Ace wants to be king, he has to wipe them all out. And right now he has to. But alas, after calculating the number of days after the birth, it would seem... Oh. It would seem the timing did not... Okay, never mind. Now he's a sly scumbag, isn't he? He's a sly scumbag. He did that to plant the seeds of doubt into those soldiers. That's a final shit. That's a final move. That's like yeah, I'm about to go down, but I'm taking you down with me. That's what the kind of move that is. No, it would seem the timing did not match. Dear me, did you take me serious? That was just a joke. Please don't not make such terrifying jests. I think I just lost a year of my life. But the siege then goes on to declare that the dates did not match. Okay, never mind. Okay, I thought he was just planting the seeds of doubt here. There have been times when I would think to myself, what if that were true? What if you really were my son? Well, I suppose that just goes to show how deeply the Queen Mother, the King, and myself are related to one another. Like a knot so deeply entangled that it has become impossible to pull us apart. And it was only through all three of us finally settling this affair between us that our passage leading to a new era has now opened before our eyes. That's kind of true. The three most powerful people, in a way. Such are the pains of childbirth, huh? Even His Majesty cannot bring himself to smile despite being the victor. I'm not surprised. After all, the one thing that has been damaged the most by this conflict is the bond between His Majesty and the Queen Mother. That's very much true. It would seem that it was none other than His Majesty who argued for leniency on the two children's part until the very end. I see. But he knows what needs to be done. He knows what needs to be done. Clack. Even if he argued for it, once the advisors told him, no. You know what needs to be done. He was probably like, yeah, you know what? I know. Your Majesty, how is she? Well, occasionally we can hear her crying in grief. Right now, she appears to have fallen asleep. But I'm afraid she's left her food and drink practically untouched. I see. I'm sorry, but could you leave us for a few moments? Oh, you gotta be careful here. Those tables, you could pick one of those up. Those plates, she could pick one of those up and be like... I mean, Ace is he's pretty, formidable, so who knows? Who knows? She just turns her head like, no, actually, no. Die already, you damn brat. Shit. I'm amazed that both of us managed to survive until this day. Though you may have lost everything you hold dear, regardless of all that has happened, at least your journey is now over. This long, thorn-ridden path that you have walked barefoot over is finally... Mother. The two children have been secretly smuggled out of this... Hey, look at Ace. Look at Ace. Your two children have been secretly smuggled out of the city and are being sheltered elsewhere, as I would be forced to execute them should they be exposed. Only a handful of people know of their existence. I do not know how many years it will take, but the day peace truly comes to our lands, I swear that I will reunite them with you. So please, do not yet let yourself waste away. Hey, you know what? I don't know. Is that a good move? I mean, this has obviously certainly been done in the past, a lot of times. But is this a good move? Is this an actual good move? One move that will benefit them in the long term? I can't really say. To be totally honest. It's a kind move, yes, surely, but is it a good move? I don't know. Folks, I'm going to take a very quick break here. I just want to get myself some crackers, some biscuits, and then we're going to continue. I'll see you in a few minutes. Peace out, and bye. Confession time. It was more than just biscuits and crackers, alright, ladies and gentlemen. So we're back with Kingdom, chapter 438, Hour of Conquest. Okay, well, let's continue then. So Ace obviously looking forward, and Shin just appears out of nowhere like, yo. Actually, he's doing there. But I'd be like, yeah. Hello. What's up? His presence that cleanses the heart, and the bond that ties them which strengthens their resolve towards their dream. Chapter 438, Hour of Conquest. This is the person that saved your future's life, basically. Surprised you there, didn't I? Looks like my wound was worse than I thought, so I'm stuck here recovering. Alright. Finally he recovers for once, normally you're just like, oh, well, my arm is nearly falling off, let me just move right on. But no, this time he's actually recovering for once. Good. You doing okay for yourself? Seemed like a lot of stuff happened between you and the Queen while I was fast asleep. Yeah. It's over and done with now, I see. And despite all that, Ryufui is still alive and kicking. Precisely. Let me just quickly press that. Okay, moving on. You really have to wait till the trial is over before getting rid of him. Watch him like just escape. I feel like he's gonna escape. He's too big of a player in this game to not somehow have like a contingency plan, even if it doesn't seem like he does. But just saying, alright? I'm just saying, alright, ladies and gentlemen. You really have to wait until the trials before getting rid of him. We have no choice. Half the people who hold power in our state are part of Ryufui's camp, which is why before we can remove Ryufui, we must carefully consider what we are going to do with these people. Starting with the figureheads such as Rishi and the Four Pillars, if we are not able to recruit them to our own cause, all the manpower that goes into keeping Shen afloat will be effectively cut in half. Makes sense. And on top of that, we still need to deal with the Royal Harem faction now that they've lost their leader, my mother. The sheer amount of work we still need to do is staggering. I can definitely understand. I mean, you're getting rid of like the biggest financial person in the country as well. The two, again, as I said earlier, two of the three major factions are now gone. Now they just, well, not completely gone, but are now, for the most part, their figureheads are gone. And Ryufui's own punishment will probably end up delayed for up to half a year. Well, I guess that can't be helped either. I guess that just goes to show just how powerful an enemy we managed to defeat. Yeah. It's been 7 years, eh? 7 years since Xiao passed away while acting as your body double. Both my friend and I harbor what some would consider lofty aspirations. So it has. Man, remember chapter 1, just at the end of chapter 1, he's like, Shen is opening door, and then just sees Xiao, and from like, yeah, it's just, we've come a long way since then. That's all I'm gonna say. We've come a long. By the way, if you keep seeing me look down, there is a reason for that. But I won't get into that for you lot because it would bore you all to death. All right, but just know that every few seconds I have to look down at something. That was when I first met you in that rundown little shack in Kokubeville, exactly, just like in front of the door, like. But it wasn't actually Xiao. At the start, all we did was spend our time running our eggs with Tendo, with that one fat guy with his little blow dart, and the only allies we had with us were that Shrimp 10, Old Man Shobuken, and a bunch of other middle-aged geezers, and with Hekibro too. Thinking back now, that is one depressing party we made. Then, when we were captured by the mountain people, you said some really incredible things. I will become the first king to unify China. Well, why are you suddenly laughing with a ka-ka-ka? Where's your normal laughter? Ha ha ha. Why are you doing a ka-ka-ka? At the time, I was wondering to myself what this lunatic was spouting. It was like, holy crap, there's actually someone dumber than me. Someone with more lofty aspirations than you. That's what it is, not dumber. More lofty aspirations. Let's get that right. But you went on to successfully put down Seikyo's rebellion, and even after that, you continued to overcome anything the world threw at you head on, all while showing people that you weren't an ordinary king, especially so when, during your time at Sai, I mean, honestly speaking, I got goosebumps from that. We will surely protect our kingdom. Inspired everyone. On the same level as a general, basically. And that's when I became a believer. Say. Do you still remember? Back when I first met you, I told you that it didn't matter who became king. We couldn't care less about who's the one that gets to sit on the throne. I was wrong. How could it not matter? It's the most important thing of all. It has to be you and no one else. You will be the king. He drank the Kool-Aid, right? He's like fully in. He's like, yeah, boy, you're the king, my boy. You're the one at the top, man. You're the top. The king. Long live the king. You'll be the king who unifies China and brings an end to the warring states, say. All thanks to you and everyone else. It was only through your support that we have reached this day. But going by Ryufui's words, we will also be entering an age of suffering. Our efforts to unify Shin under me have already brought forth such pain and anguish. To do the same for China as well as a whole will require so much more unimaginable suffering. That's a given. But it was through all those sacrifices that civil unrest in Shin is finally over. Am I right? Say, not to mention, it's not only pain and suffering that we have gone through. True enough. The truth is, Shohei-kun and the others have already outlined the plan for the conquest. Oh, they've got the plan out. Okay, now we're moving. Now we're talking. Now we're going. Or rather, it is something that has existed in Shohei-kun's mind for quite some time. I suppose I may as well take this chance to go over it with you first. Go over the plan, of course. Go over what? After countless days spent ruminating on this matter, Shohei-kun's conclusions all resolve around one disturbing facet. 15 years. 15 years? If Shin is to crush all 6 states, then we must transform it into one cohesive force. It truly can be considered a war that requires every last scrap of resource available to us. Furthermore, our entire nation must possess that same united vigor, single-minded focus, and high morale that was shown in the city of Sai. But for the entire duration of this unification, so for a 15-year-long campaign, I don't think you're going. That's a super long campaign. I don't think you can have the morale that high for that long. That's just my speculation here, but that's just what I think. Shohei-kun's calculations have concluded that the absolute maximum amount of time that Shin can maintain the state of mind is 15 years. In other words, beginning from now, we have 15 years to unify China under us. What? Now hang on. And of course, both Shohei-kun and I are fully intent on seeing this through. Hey, he just giving you the deadline. Like, yo, bro, if look at the clock, look at the calendar. We ain't got that much time left. Now let's get to it. Let's rock and roll. Shin, we haven't even taken down a single state yet, and you're telling me we only have 15 years to take them all out. That's exactly right. Now just look here, say. You know, I hate being the one to say this sort of thing, but aren't you rushing it a bit too much like this? I mean, us soldiers on the front line know just how hard it is to. Even I am aware of how unrealistic this goal sounds, which is why from this moment on, we must begin changing our own policy so as to strengthen the military. We must adopt a different approach to recruiting talented people. It matters not from whence they came or who they are, all are welcome to join our cause. Furthermore, we need to greatly invest our treasury into strengthening the. You just got rid of the person that could strengthen your treasury, I would say. Furthermore, we need to greatly invest our treasury into strengthening the number of soldiers, horses, and other equipment until Shin military strength stands at a size twice of what it is. We're double. Okay, twice, and eventually we will revive the 6 great generals of Shin. First one, easy, alright? Ohon, easy. Moten, easy, alright? Mobu, easy. That's 4. Now, I'm assuming, just with the hype and everything, how within a 15-year time frame, it's difficult to say, because if it's just 6 great generals, then, you know, I would say Shakespeare. It depends. It really depends, like, you know, because 15 years is a long time. People could die in 15 within a conquest, you know, so maybe, okay, let's just focus on, like, the next generation, just for now, all right? Because we're sure, like, all of them will reach the top eventually, all right? So Moten, Ohon, Shin, Kyukai. That's 4. All right? And then we have 2 others. I think one will be Shakespeare, and I think the other one will be, there's Osen, there's Kanki, there are so many people, but I think maybe Kanki. I know there's so much hype on Osen, right? And I know people are like, oh yeah, just watch, you'll see Osen do like the most epic shit ever, but honestly, as of right now, I'm just gonna say, hey, Kanki above him, alright? Just can't keep above him, alright? Just stay, alright? I don't want no backlash. We all know it's a fact. That's all I'm gonna say, ladies and gentlemen. But we will arrive the 6th grade general. Say, you! Shin, you absolutely must claw your way into joining them, no matter what it takes. You must claim one of the 6th grade... Why only 6? Why can't you have, like, the 10 grade generals? You know, if they're all on equal footing, just make it 7, or 8, or 9, or 10. You must claim one of the 6th grade general position as your own. We can dally no longer. The hour of conquest is at hand. 238 BC. Shin King Sei at long last acquires absolute authority over the state of Shin. The winds of a stronger Shin finally begin to shake China's history. There you go, folks. There you go, folks. It has been, you could say, well, the hour of conquest. This truly is the hour of, well, more like the decade and a half of conquest. The decade and a half of conquest. That's what we're having right now. Chapter 439, Whereabouts of the 6 Generals. Whereabouts of the 6 Generals, eh? Okay. Together with his many comrades, he will it could 10 be one. I mean, she's not really a commander. She's more like just a, lieutenant, I guess. She's not an actual independent figure, whereas Kyukai, she does lead her own force. I mean, she's a strategist girl, which she's not an actual fighter, But you can have, like, the strategic ones too, of course, strategic generals. But I feel like she'll always be part of Shin's team. That's just my thought there, right? Anyway, chapter 439, Whereabouts of the 6 Generals, ladies and gentlemen. Whereabouts of the 6 Generals. Not bad, Hishin unit. You're better than even the rumors claim. Goki-sama, perhaps we should retreat for now. What nonsense are you spouting? It's only now that the great Goki-sama will show his true strength. Yeah, you're about to die, mate. Reporting in, a Shin force believed to be... well, perfect. Yeah, perfect. The next force is here. A Shin force believed to be Yokoho unit is approaching from the right. What about the what's Moten's squad called? The Hishin unit, Gokuho unit, and what's the other name? Damn it! What? So we've also received word of Shin Gakuka. That's the one closing. So all 3 are just like just closing in. Sound the look how confident he was a second ago. Now it's like sound the retreat, yes sir. The Shin-Jiao border region of Sosui, under Chief Shoikun's orders, the Hishin, Gyokuho, and the Kakuka units had all assembled at this location. Hey, they're getting destroyed. Responding to this, Zhao also dispatched their own forces to this area, resulting in a stalemate, aka Kaoshu or Kao Prefecture. Lubao, Cao. I played a little bit of Dynasty Warriors, alright? A long time ago, I used to be a huge Dynasty Warriors fan, but then just kind of stopped, honestly. My fault, honestly, because I haven't bought any of the newer ones. I just haven't seen the need, honestly. That's really what it boils to. But, like, Dynasty Warriors. Well, if there is a new one that comes out that people will say is good, like, the new engine and everything, then I'll be like, yeah, I'm buying it. I'm buying it, alright? Anyway, all 3 of them. The king really said that to you, Shin. That he's going to revive the 6th grade general system. All 3 of them. Look how badass they look. Like Ohan, obviously just like the dignified, with his armor, like, oh, I've got such a long nose. Ho 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 ho. Then you've got Shin like, yo, I'm the cool one here. Then you've got Moten who's like, yeah, I'm the pretty one. Like that's basically what's going on here. Like the dignified one, the cool one, and the pretty one. That's basically what it boils down to. Yep. A new generation of 6th grade generals to bring down the 6 states, huh? Moten, going by the current ranking, which 6 do you reckon it will be? Who are the 6 people that will be able to grab one of the 6 spots for themselves? Okay, before we go any further down, if we're talking specifically about like the generals that are, the people that are now generals or in a general class, Mobu, Shakespeare, Kanki, Osen, that's 4. Who else? Mobu, Kanki, Osen, Shakespeare. I don't know about 5th and 6th. Who am I missing? I'm missing somebody right now. Who am I missing? 5 and 6. I mean, 2 youngsters, right? which means that one will be left out, which will likely end up being Shin, right? It's just the way it is, right? We'll see who he says. I mean, those four are a lock-in. Let's be honest here. Those four are a lock-in. They're guaranteed at this point. Well, to begin with, there are two men who would be obvious choices. First, my dear old father, who has been elevated to become one of Shin's great generals. Yeah, I mean, this one is obvious. He was the commander-in-chief of the biggest mission that Elot had. And then, obviously, secondly, Toe. I mean, Shakespeare and Mobu, obvious. And that much is guaranteed. I mean, Osen, I think, is also guaranteed because you wouldn't have Mobu there, you know, who's obviously Moten's father, without having Osen there, who's obviously Ohun's father, you know, that's just, and then obviously Kanki. Those four, I think, are a lock-in. Kanki's not really like, in my opinion, he's not really like a general material. He's more sort of like the, he's like a hidden force kind of thing. But hey, as far as offensive might goes, my father can already be considered to be the greatest in Shin's history. While Teo, on the other hand, has clearly not yet revealed his true power. So long as those two don't turn out to have any fatal flaws, they're practically sure to make it in. Then what about the other four spots? There are two who stand the closest to Mobu and Toe. The same two. We don't know too much about them, and as I say, the same two people who have long been rumoured to possess the same level of talent as the previous, I mean that's from Oki's mouth himself, talent as the previous 6 generals, Osen and Kanki. Going by their achievements thus far, I'd say another 2 seats would go to them. But then that means there will only be 2 spaces. I know they're trying to set up those 3, but don't forget Kukai, alright? I wouldn't be surprised if Kukai suddenly, like, took away their spare, but Ohun is probably the most likely of all of them. Ohun is the most likely, and I mean, just for narrative's sake, I think Shin won't make it. Basically, that's what it was. If it's between those 3, I think Shin won't make it. And that's basically what I'm saying. Unless like one of the other generals dies, then you obviously have free space. Then Shin could easily make it. Yes, it's time to fight it out between us, dumbass. Take this chance to. We're not the only one aiming exactly for those 2 last positions. There are still the people above us, like Rokuomi and. True, I didn't put them into it because we just don't have enough. We don't see them enough. Alright, we saw them a lot, then we kind of don't see them now. We see them a lot. They're kind of in the background, pretty much. Like we know that they're there, but they're kind of there. Not to mention all the other dudes from other armies that we don't know of. I don't know if the 6 great generals will be reinstated next year or 5 years later. But if you're not a great general by then, your name's not even going to be brought up as a possible candidate. Which is why this time me and the Hishin unit are gonna rack up even greater achievements here in Shosui than we've ever gotten before. Simple and straightforward as always. If that was your plan, you were better off just doing it instead of telling us. He wants you to know. Everyone focus. What kind of great general of the heavens would do something as cowardly as that? Haha, true. I feel like Ohun respects him a little bit more. Like, Ohun looks at him, he usually has that like, 1 or 2 sly remarks like, oh yeah, you'll never become one. Oh, suck. You're shocked. You're absolutely terrible. Like usually he always has that 1 or 2 remarks. This time, absolutely nothing. Just looks at him in silence. So like, maybe just a tiny little bit more respect. I'm not saying a lot, but just a tiny little bit more respect, right? Still. Only 2 spots left, huh? No matter how you look at it, it's going to be Moten and... there he goes. There he goes. I was waiting for something. What did you say? Just say, Ohun, you bastards, ha ha ha. What are you laughing at? This offensive against Sosui is just a feint? Yeah. Come on, let's go already. Alright, Kukai... Okay, what are you 2 doing? Are you, like, eating food right now? That's what Moten told me earlier. Hang on a second, Shin. Since you told us about your top secret plan, I'll give you some info too. It's good that you're all pumped up for this campaign, but the sad truth is, he said something about Shoei-kun's true target being a place called Enshi that belongs to Wei. Seriously? Are you just kidding? Are you kidding me? Ensui, you say? That's one of the key strongholds of Wei located south. I always want to say suv, because I always say southern, not southern, 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 777. Anyway, south, alright, let's get it right, south. South here at Sosui. It's true that with both Shin and Jiao forces gathering at Shosui, Wei will also have relocated a sizable force to the border here. And without those soldiers guarding the castle, this is a pretty good opportunity for us to hit Enshi itself. But the thing is, Enshi is pretty high up and there pretty high up there as far as fortresses go, and there is no army in the area capable of bringing it down. Kanki. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, all the prep work leading up to this moment has been done very well, but it still doesn't change the fact that we don't have anything capable of taking Enchi down. Yeah, I know. Moten said the same thing too. He guessed that maybe Osen, yes, I would be interested in that. Would be coming down south to help us out, but there's no sign of that at all. Then what exactly? Then exactly what in the world is going on? If everything so far has been set up this moment, then who is the one that's meant to actually pull it off? Are we about to have a new young super recruit along the lines of Moten, Ohon and Shin, that is going to be a candidate for the 6th grade general position? Is that what's going to happen here? Some secret soldier that we've never heard of before, just coming out of nowhere. Anyway, Kanju. We're going back to Kanju. Never would I have imagined that Shoei-kun would delegate the siege of Enshi to them of all... Who's them? Who is them? To them of all people. Agreed. Even I was surprised by his suggestion. But considering how this choice was something that we did not expect, would that not make it doubly so for the enemy? Well, doubly, not doubly. Yeah. Would that not make it doubly so for the enemy? Very true, sire, but at the same time, this will also alert the other states as to what the Shin military will look like after the new policy. Okay, what's going on? Who is it? I personally think that this may be too early for us to show our enemy our hand, but perhaps that is also a part of Shohei-kun's plan. Oh, what is Shohei-kun's plan? Now I'm doubly interested. What's he got up his sleeve? 5 days later, Soshu. What did you say? Enchi has fallen to Shin? Yep, it looks like a surprise at who. They're going to tease us, aren't they? They're not going to tell us who. The chapter is called The Whereabouts of the 6th General. So are we about to, have a... Didn't they all die from what I remember? I know 2 died, obviously. Oki and his wife, they 2 died. Then the one person died who was the great leader of it. He died. That was 3, and the rest would be dead too, right? Right? What happened to all? I think all 6 got slain, right? That's what happened. That's what happened, right? Or am I misinterpreting something here? I think misremembering, actually, more than anything. Wei itself is reeling from the loss and is desperately launching counterattacks to retake the castle, which is why we need to immediately break camp and head for Enchi to set up an offensive line. Both the Gyakuho and the Gakuka units have set off already. The Hishin needs to get moving too. Hang on a second, Ten. Wasn't Enchi meant to be impregnable or something? Who the hell managed to actually take it down? Shin. You're going to have a hard time believing this, but Enchi they took it from the ins. They burned it. Did they burn it? Boom, boom. The tower's in shambles. What happened? Never seen those banners before. Come on, we're going in. Okay, who? Boom, boom, boom. Flutter. 9th year of... Is that Cape... Actually, yes. Why not? Is it? Okay. Perfect. Oh, that's your greatest force. That is actually your greatest force. They've always... The mountain folks, they've always beaten the back, not in the back so much, but rather they've always just been kind of there, here, just but actually Yotanwa is now here. She's actually taking part of the battle, taking part of the fray. Yotanwa, ooh, the mountain folks are here now. Is she gonna become a regular general? I'm assuming that's what this is about, right? To show their hand. I'm assuming that's what this is about, right? A regular general. Because Yotanwa, we saw previously, she was going from battlefield to battlefield, destroying everything and anything. So all I'm gonna say is yeah, that would be a good move. Yotanwa, Yang Duamhe, Yotanwa conquers Yangshi. Enchi. From the Shin Shi Huang basic annals, I thank you for your existence, 5,000 man commander Shin. It's the mountain people. They're the ones who took Enchi. So pretty. There is nothing strange about the mountain folk fighting as a Shin army. Just think back to the Battle of Sai 3 years ago. Yotanwa ended up being awarded the title of Da Shangjiao for her part in that. Yeah, okay. And that rank is effectively the same as being a great gen. Oh, oh, that is the same as being apparently a great general. That's how it is. I see. So that means now we've got another competitor for the seats of the 6th grade. Okay, now actually it's time for you to stand out. This is actually the time for you to stand out, you know. That there's only one spot now for you, for the 3 youngins. But plus the all 4 youngins with, you know, with Kukai, you know, too. But okay. So C is a great, there's only 2 of them. Only 2 great generals. No, technically 2, 3. So 3 great generals, right? You've got obviously the 2 that are, you know, rumored to be on the level of the 6th grade generals, but we don't, you know, it's kind of they're on the lower, right? They're on the lower. So hey, you gotta catch up. Like you gotta catch up. Like ooh, like ketchup. Like you gotta catch up. That's what you gotta do. Like hell, I'm gonna lose to all of. Hey, what's the guy's name? Not Rishi, the big ape like dude that, you know, that used to serve what's his name? Forgot his name. He only died recently. I forgot his name, but he's here now. He's still in the background, like hello. And you've obviously got the second in command who's like, oh yeah, the only person that could actually beat him was your Chanwa herself. Like hell, I'm gonna lose to all of you bastards. What in the world is he on about? Who knows? More? Yo Tanwa's success in launching a surprise attack and capturing Enshi Castle would serve as a great shock to the other states. But soon after, there would take place an even greater event in the southern state of Chu. Something so significant that it would send tremors throughout the entire land. The assassin... Oh. Why? How? What? Who? The assassin, not attempt, the actual why? Is it because they lost the coalition? Is that why? Or what? Ha. Okay. Ha. Ha. Okay. Chapter 440. Let's read for now. Let's not speculate. Let's read for now. Yeah, I got a strong jawline. Haha. But let's read for now. That super strong jawline. Let's read for now. The mastermind of the assassination. That's chapter 440, ladies and gentlemen. 440 chapters, ladies and gentlemen. Just look at that. Hey, we got that. I meant to look at my nice shirt. It looks very nice. But yeah, we got that. More people have showed up for his. That was my twin brother, by the way. We just switched places. You didn't notice it because there was a hard cut, but we just switched places, right? I don't know. The guy's a degenerate, right? Forget about him. More people have shown up for his service than compared to a king's funeral a couple of days ago. Even more than the king? Out of our way. What the hell happened? Halt. Only those paying their respects are allowed to pass. Stop where you are. Looks like Kaoyoku and Hakure are back from the front lines, making a ruckus down there. Someone explain. He always shouts. Get off! You must dismount. Well, no surprises there. How the hell did you get assassinated, Shunshin-kun? It really is. What the fuck happened there? Just one bloody incident after another in this damn state. Yeah, I mean, that much is true, but how? Who? Not how, who? Yeah, that's a bigger question, who? The chimes of the sorrowful bell are a sign of the chaotic days to come. Shunshin-kun, push them back. 238 BC. In the very same year that the Shinkansei managed to squash the Rowai rebellion and finally acquired full authority over Shin, earth-shattering events would also take place in the neighboring state of Chu. King Koretsu, the man who had ruled Chu with an iron fist, suddenly passed us. Was that an assassination attempt too, maybe? I don't know, just speculating here. Suddenly passed away. Sire! My lord, the courage is almost ready. Okay. And then he gets stabbed from behind. Rian. The reason behind... That looks like assassins to me. Like straight up, like sneaky assassins. The reason behind Shunshin-kun's assassination was complicated too. I mean, yeah, if you assassinate someone that's in charge, it's always going to be complicated. Was complicated to say the least. What? King Koretsu's eldest son is actually that Ah, that makes sense. That makes sense. King Kuretsu's eldest son is actually Shinsen-kun's. So I'm assuming the not eldest son is doing all this. That's my assumption. You gotta get rid of the eldest son too then, I guess. Your voice is too loud, little monkey. What in the world are you saying, General? That's just... I'm sure you two are aware of how the king always had trouble producing... I see. Which is why, when the prince was finally born 2 years ago, the whole state had a huge celebration. But did you know that the woman who gave birth to that son originally belonged to Shinsen-kun? By the time she was presented to the king, she was already secretly pregnant with Shinsen-kun's child. The woman went on to give birth just like that. Did the king know? I'm assuming yes, right? Yeah, we'll do it, secretly. Thank you, thank you. I'll make a prime minister, that kind of thing, right? Or was it like nah, nobody knew. I don't know. And now a little bird has told me that this two-year-old boy is to become the next king of Chu. Often though, some say the theory of Ryufui and Sabine, father and son, was based off this. That makes a ton of sense. Actually, that makes a ton of sense. But why? Why is it that boy? Wait, hang on. If that kid really were to ascend the throne, doesn't that mean Chu's royal bloodline is, it'll run into a dead end. Yeah, now that's why. How could that be? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, yes, good way to spit rhymes. In other words, our state of Chu is pretty much in the pockets of two families, Shinsen-kun's and a family of the woman who gave birth to that boy. The woman's family seems like that mother has an older brother by the name of Rien, and that's the person that he was... that's the person that Shinsen-kun was calling out earlier. And it was he who Shinsen-kun... Alright. Well, okay. Everyone knows, apparently. Everyone knows who it was, okay? And did he announce, yo, I did it, bro. I was the one. Yeah, I did it. No. And it was he who Shinsen-kun assassinated. Meaning that now with Shinsen-kun out of the picture, the whole state of Chu belongs to him. Exactly, huh? That's gotta be a joke, right? There is no way in the hell the entirety of Chu's just gonna fall into his lap that easily, right? Yep, that's exactly right. Which is why a certain man has organized a meeting with me to discuss the future of... Let me guess, it was him. To discuss the future of Chu. Was it... What's Rempa up to these days? And the reason why I'm bringing you two along is because, depending on how the meeting goes, I might have you kill him. Oh, hey, we'll meet great General Karen. Well met, great General Karen. Do excuse me for asking you to come on. How are you gonna kill Rempa? Rempa of all people. Like a Rempa of all people, man. This guy is just like, okay, I'll take on okay. Like, we end up getting Shin like, Shin like, oh, no, please, have mercy on me, please, spare me. That's how Shin of all people say that, so, Rempa. Cohen of the Cohen of the 10 Bows, stern, egghead face. Don't expect to get off lightly if this doesn't turn out to have been worth my time. Ha, of course. Please, take a seat. Still, all things considered, it would appear that even Chu has ended up in a very sticky situation. I just realized there is one spot for those 6th grade generals place, right? And now that now that the Chu King is dead and the Chu Prime Minister is dead, what if he just switched? What if Rempa just switched to Shin? Just pledges allegiance to Shin, like, yeah, you know what, I'll go there. Then all the 6 great generals of the heaven spots would be filled already, pretty much. It would appear that even Chu has ended up in a very... I think I've just pulled like a muscle on my foot. Like, what the flip? Come on, foot. Ow. Yeah, I definitely have. You've got some... my foot is now... how the heck did I pull a muscle on my foot? I'm not even doing anything. I'm just sitting here. But I've pulled them. You've got some nerve to laugh sitting here and eating free food as our guests. Well, hey, free food is free food. That's what I'd say. To think that you would lose 2 key figures, both King Kuretsu and Shinsen-kun together, in one fell swoop. Chu has now become like a ship that has lost their captain. The slightest disturbance may cause it to capsize. especially the loss of Shinshin-kun. With the loss of him, their leader, all the other swine in the court are making a huge mess trying to fill in the power vacuum, and that's not counting the inheritance issue, which is yet another problem to deal with. Very much true. Exactly. Everything's going to hell, so even he's caught wind of it, of course. This presents the perfect opportunity for all of the others to attack. So he's like, oh yeah, we're having a war soon. Yeah. What it isn't good for. He's like, yeah, war, let's bring it on. This presents the perfect opportunity for all of the other states. Were I still a part of Xiao, with soldiers to call on, I would call a truce with Wei and lead a campaign down here to easily claim swatches of land. Chances are Shin will be the first to bite. They're definitely the largest threat right now, which is precisely why we must quickly rebuild the Chu state and bring order back to its court. And this will not be a simple reconstruction. We will create an even more powerful state than when it was governed by the likes of King Koretsu and Shinjin. How? And even people just say that like, yeah, we'll become even more. How? That's the key part. Words are talk is cheap. Show me how. Tell me how. Well, that would be words too, but tell me how. An even more powerful state. That reminds me. Who the hell are you, man? What's that be like? What's the guy? Rie. That reminds me, who the hell are you meant to be? You got some balls, we're sitting at the same table as Renpai and I. You're listening to what I'm saying, huh? And there she goes again. True that. You're not going to tell me some crap like, oh, I'm just a vassal, are you, huh? Phew. This man is a secret emissary from the palace, where the situation is extremely tense. He came from the palace. The truth is, it's this man who wanted to have a chat with you, not me. Oh, what's this? Some pencil pusher from the palace actually has the guts to look me in the eye. Get out of my sight. There is nothing I hate more than swine from the palace who can't do anything but squeal, empty threats. Likewise, I loathe all you warmongering brutes from the bottom of my heart. Oh, really? Now, yeah, he's got no chill. He's got actually no chill. He's got like, screw you all. Like, he's got no chill. He's like, yeah, whatever. I'm a big dog. I'm a big dog, right? Renpa must have set this up on purpose. This man is. However, as the state of Chu is at risk of falling to pieces, I have no choice but to lower my head to you. What? Lower his head? As the second highest ranking commander in Chu, the one woman who holds sway over 300,000 soldiers, including those stationed in our southern outpost, I have need of you and your power. 300,000? How does he know about them? Hey, he knows everything. That's what I'm saying. He's like he's the top of his game, alright? They know everything. I asked that you take up the seat of... No. You're making a big mistake. You're making a terrible mistake. You're making the worst mistake you could possibly make here. I ask that you take up the seat of Prime Minister and build a foundation to I'm supposed to say A, not N, to a new state of Chu together with me. Karen, what? Karen is prime... Hold on, we said together, so it's you. None other. Rian, the man who assassinated Shinsenkun, at your service. Of course. I mean, who else would it be? Like, they wouldn't just introduce some random pencil pusher from the palace. Like, this guy, managed to look at her, like, straight in the eye, like, I'm the big dog here. I'm a big dog here. So we got introduced to Rian. The man who assassinated Shinsenkun, at your service, alright? I like it. I like where we're going. Because the thing is, right, this show is great because it focuses on Shin. And, when I say Shin, I'm talking about the state of Shin, right? It's great because it focuses on that. That's fantastic. That's great. But the beauty of it is, the reason why I rank it so high, why it's probably in my top 5 favorite manga of all time, is primarily because it focuses on everything. Like, not just Shin, it focuses on Chu, it focuses on Wei, it focuses on all the other states too. And we always get, we're not like spending 50 chapters here and there, but like, as much as we're spending time on like the actual war part, the battle parts, we're also spending time on the political parts. And in some aspects, I enjoy the political parts more than the war parts. Obviously not always, but a lot of the time that is the case. And you know what? Rian, Rien. Let's see what this arc, what this part of the story. I'm assuming it's gonna be like a arc that leads back to maybe Shin, Shin invading or something, because they did say that Shin most likely be the first state that would attack. Let's see what this all leads to, how this all goes forward, how we progress in the story. I am intrigued. That's all I've gotta say. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll see you all in the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Until then, everyone, peace out, have a nice day, and bye. Hey everybody, if you like this video, please be sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And if you want to see more of these kind of videos, be sure to check out Patreon to get 1 week early access as well as full length. Until next time everybody, peace out and have a nice day.